Hey, welcome back on to our next session of the Real Estate Investment in Knoxville podcasts. I've got Jay Glass with me here. Thank you, Jay, for being with me today.
I appreciate you for having me.
Absolutely. So looking forward to finding out a little bit about what you do, your why, and how you're helping real estate investors in the Knoxville area. So let's start with what got you where you're at today. What got you into the real estate business? Tell us a little bit about your history.
Okay, so very crazy. Before I got into real estate, I actually used to do music. I used to make music and promote myself. I did shows in Atlanta. I also worked at Walmart. I went to Pellissippi. This was all happening at the same time. So I was working at Walmart, Food City. Went to Pellissippi for a business degree. COVID hit. I can't do online school at all. Ended up failing calculus 3 times. Dropped out. I kept seeing on TikTok and Instagram, oh, you can make $10,000 in a month from wholesaling real estate. You don't need your license or anything. So I'm like, okay, I have nothing else to lose. I'm just working at Walmart Food City. I might as well try my hand in that. Ended up trying it, failed completely without having the real estate knowledge at all.
He needed Elaine Beatty to help. He needed Elena Beatty to help him out there.
I needed Elena, the best wholesaler in the game.
That's right.
I wish I knew her back then because I failed completely. My dad, he seen me trying, asked me did I want to go to real estate school. Went to real estate school, fell in love the first day. I just wanted to consume all the knowledge. I went home, read through the book. I was excited to tell everyone about it. As soon as I got my license, I called Beth Bradley at Wallace Real Estate. Told her that, it was actually before I got my license. Told her I would work for free. Just wanted the knowledge, sorting paperwork. As we all know, that's a liability in real estate.
Right.
So she told me, once I get my license, I can get started. Got it like 5 days later, and then we're here now.
Nice.
So I'm glad I made it this far.
Me too.
It was definitely a roller coaster.
Good for you. That's awesome. Thank you. So tell us a little bit about what your business looks like right now.
Okay, so as far right now, my business is going good. I have about 7 listings on the market. I work with plenty of buyers, and it wasn't always like this. I'm not one of those agents that, had a great start right off the gate. It took me 8 months to get my first transaction, and I was blessed to be able to get 3 transactions that month. I'm with another 9 months without nothing. My second year, I'm in my 3rd year right now. My second year last year, I sold 5. And then this year right now, I've already sold 6, and we're just hitting August, and I got 7 listings on the market with 1 more coming next month.
Nice.
So right now, business is going good, and I'm loving it.
Okay. So from a investment standpoint, how many of your customers are investment versus residential?
I would say probably about 40% of my customers are investment.
So tell us about the investment side. How do you attract those buyers, and what would they be looking for in an agent, in a real estate agent?
A go-getter. A lot of investors, they want off-market leads, or as soon as a flip or a great rental property hits the market, they want it day one. So as long as you're always watching the market, you're a go-getter. I call a lot of off-market leads. I have connections with a lot of wholesalers that they'll bring me the leads first, and then I'll send them out to my pipeline of investors to see if they would like to buy it before they post it on Facebook. So that's all they're looking for, just someone who can bring them, leads that hasn't been touched by anyone. Because, when they're touched by other investors, it's more competition.
So how do you or other realtors get those off-market leads? That's something I've always wondered about. I'm sure investors watching this would want to know that too.
So I would say connections with wholesalers. They have plenty of leads, and as soon as they get the house under contract and ready for assignment, just have them send them to you first so you can send them to your pipeline of investors. Another thing that I do is I drive for dollars a lot. Anytime that I'm going to a showing, a listing appointment, I use this app called Onyx Hunt. So you'll drive by it, I'll screenshot it, I'll go back, go to the tax records, I'll find the owner's phone number if the house looks distressed. So tall grass, broken windows, just looks like it's not taken care of, mailbox is full. Screenshot that, try to find the number, give the owner a call and see if they'll be willing to sell. And that's what I do, and that's how I bring them off market leads.
Cool, very cool. So if someone is looking at getting into real estate investment, and what would you say they would do? What would be the first thing they would connect with when they're looking for a realtor? Not just someone who does that type of business, but what would the first step they would take?
As far as
I need a realtor. What's the first step to take to find someone who's going to help them specifically with investment type properties?
So one thing that I would do Let me think real quick.
That's good.
Yeah, let me think on that one. So you just want to know how to choose a...
What's an ideal client look like for you? Somebody who says, hey, I'm looking for this and this, how would they come to Jay?
Okay, how would they come to me? Okay, usually if I was an investor, I haven't gotten to the investment side, but I'm looking for a realtor, and I come to a realtor, I want to have all my ducks in a row as far as like how I'm gonna get my lending. Is it going to be a private money lender? Do I have an equity partner? Exactly what I'm looking for. If this is your first flip, or if this is your first rental property, I would want to have a mentor, because you're risking a lot of money. You want to have someone that's done it a million times before that can help you out and walk you through, and maybe you give them a percentage of the profit, and that's completely fine. Right now, with your first flip, your first investment property, you want the knowledge. If you get the knowledge, you can do it 10 times in a row versus just trying to make some quick money. So that's what I would bring. I would make sure I have everything in a row, like I said, as far as how I'm gonna get the money, what type of property. I would research the areas, what type of areas I'm looking for, and I would get a mentor. Usually your mentor has a realtor that they automatically choose.
Right.
And then you could use that realtor to walk you through, because they're well versed, and your mentor's not using them for any reason. You know, they're using them because they're a good realtor to help them find investments and to help them build their portfolio.
That's good. That's good wisdom. One of the things that a lot of entrepreneurs face is the challenge of how do I do it all? And nobody succeeds alone, right? And so it's finding that group of people who think like you, work like you, and surrounding yourself with them so that you can refer to one another. It helps entrepreneurs carry the burden of managing your own company, especially when you're first starting and it's just you. And what you're saying is great. And getting a mentor is also something very important as well. That's helped me in my industry as well, just to help get ahead. And I think that's a good point for any entrepreneur. Find a mentor. Don't be afraid to spend some money on a mentor. It makes sense. And I particularly like what you said. If you don't have the money to spend on a mentor, why not just offer some free services?
Cut them in the deal.
Exactly. Cut them in the deal, and that's great. I often think that there's folks who choose to go to college and there's folks who choose to jump into work, and both are getting jobs or experience. One's paying for it in college, and the other, who's not paying for it, is getting experience. But which one fits your way of learning best?
Yeah.
And you jumped in and got the experience, which is obviously working well for you.
It is, and I'm loving it so far, and I hope it continues to work well for me.
That's great. That's great. So tell me, what's working well for you right now? I mean, this year has so far been the best year you've had so far, 3 years in. So what are you doing that's working well for you that might work for other entrepreneurs looking to grow their business?
So I'll tell you a big thing. I took the risk. I quit my full-time job at Walmart, which allowed me to pour more time into real estate. Another thing, as far as entrepreneurship and building a business, real estate wise or anything, consistency. Consistency. If you're consistent with the small habits and the daily habits, your business will build. Even if it feels like nothing is going on, trust me, things are working in the background, and you're going to start seeing results sooner or later as long as you keep on going. One thing that I had to get used to was delayed gratification. Working a 9 to 5, you're used to getting money. You're working 80 hours. You're going to get the money right then 2 weeks later.
Right.
Doing real estate, I can make calls all day. I can talk to all the clients in the world, but I may not get paid for 7 to 8 months. But just know, when you're doing stuff like that, you're building your business. If you're not seeing results, trust me, as long as you keep going, the results will come later. Just get used to it not being instant. Instant gratification will kill you all the time when you're trying to start a business.
Thank you. That's great advice. The same thing in the lending industry. The work we do today pays off 3 months later. And so you've got to be consistent, particularly at the beginning. And when the work comes, you still got to be consistent so you can have work 6 months down the road.
Keep on building the pipeline.
And I think that's universal. Anyone who's running their own business, you've got to keep doing the consistent things to keep the business floating, because it's just doing what we love to do and doing what we have to do. You got to marry the two, right? In entrepreneurs. So, do you consider yourself an entrepreneur, and why?
I definitely consider myself an entrepreneur because I'm my own boss. Well, let me think of this one too, honestly. Yeah, I consider myself an entrepreneur, but I've never been asked that question before. Can we skip this question?
Yes, we can skip that question and move on to something else.
I'm gonna have to think.
That's all right.
I want to do
You
another
know how
one
I
with
am.
you.
I like making you think.
Yeah, I want to do another one with you, and I'm gonna have to answer that question.
All right. So let's do a different question. So things are going well. So where do you see yourself 3 years from now?
3 years from now. I want to get, right now, I'm an agent. I help investors build a portfolio, first-time home buyers, second-time home buyers, third-time home buyers. I help them all, help people sell their properties and buy a new one, move out of the state and such like that. But I want to get into the investment side. I want to start building. I want to get a rental portfolio up, and that's my plan right there. Hopefully, I have my first build this year. Spoke to an investor yesterday. He might want to partner up with me on it. So fingers crossed.
Nice.
I'll keep you updated. Keep the podcast updated as well. But yeah, that's why I see myself in 3 years.
Great. So what advice would you give to other people who are looking to take that step? I mean, you're quitting the supposed security of your full-time job to jump into your job, and lo and behold, this has been your best year ever. What advice would you give to people who are on the fence? You know, hey, that instant gratification, that paycheck every 2 weeks versus dive in whole. What advice would you give to that person on the fence?
I would say in order to make it anywhere in life, you have to take risk, and you got to remember nothing changes if nothing changes. If you're not changing your daily habits, if you're not changing the way you're living your life, you can expect your future to change. As far as just taking the risk and jumping in, my thought process was I can always go back to Walmart or Food City, Old Navy. Those jobs are always going to be there. I do not want to live with regrets when I grow up. I want to be able to at least say I tried. So if you're on the fence and you're debating starting a new business, going on a vacation, moving out the city, just know, go ahead and do it. You do not want to regret anything. You only live once, so you might as well do it and just say that you tried.
Nice.
As long as you try, you can never lose.
Great. So what steps are you taking right now to build your business for the future?
So right now, I'm focusing on my sphere of influence, friends, family, just people around me. I'm focusing on them, catering to them. Another thing that I'm doing is social media. Social media is king right now. If you can make it on social media, your business can flourish and grow faster than anything out there. So I'm doing a lot of videos.
I gotta take a minute to six, but have you seen this guy's videos for his listings? I mean, the first one I saw, I looked at that with you popping in and doing the dance. It was amazing. I'm honestly creative, hilarious, a little bit of humor, but still professional. And it's a great way to grab attention. And so you've got the creative mind to be really successful. I love watching your videos. Please continue.
Yeah, social media, and just trying to be different. I'm trying to put 10 times my work back in my videos. I want to start posting real estate content about 3 times a week. So I've been home writing in notebooks, different ideas and plans, and connecting with people like you, podcast and asking lending questions, and probably talk to a title company, ask them questions, and just inform everyone.
Yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. And that's really part of the success is being willing to give and provide value. And I've found that the more I do that, business tends to take care of itself. A good network of people who share information, that's a good way to go.
Yeah, that's the same thing with real estate. As far as being an agent, no one really cares on Facebook, oh, just sold this, sold this, sold that. They want to know, hey, if I have a real estate question, can I come to Jay to answer this question? And can I trust him to know the answer and just guide me, throughout the process correctly? Because at the same time, when you're an agent, what you're really doing is you're just coaching that person through buying their first home or through selling their first home. We're therapists, we're, best friends, cousins, we're all the above. So they want to you want to show them when you're posting, when you're talking to them, that you know all the information. And if you don't know anything starting off, I learned it's okay to not know anything, but just tell them you're going to go get the answer. Like, hey, I don't know this, but I'll go back and ask my team, or I'll go back and ask my broker. That's what they love. They love that you're persistent. I closed the property a couple months ago. Had some clients from California, and they knew I was new to the whole land thing, but they're like, hey, if Jay doesn't know an answer, he's going to go get it. He's going to figure it out, so we trust him. So that's what you want to show.
I appreciate it. That's one of the things I've always liked about you. You're very genuine and honest. And you can tell, people can smell, from a mile away when somebody's faking it or when they don't know. And it's okay to say, I'm going to go find that answer for you. You're honest, and that actually builds trust. More trust than thinking you know the answer and then being wrong, because then, and then just consequences. So that's one of the things I really admire about what you do in your business. So, all right. Well, if you were to say something to the entrepreneurs in Knoxville, what would you think that in our particular region, what do you think they need to know, what do they need to hear specifically about real estate in our region?
So would I be talking to like new agents?
Well, this would be for investors, for people who want this podcast is about people who are interested in getting into investing in real estate. So what would you say to those investors that, hey, I'm thinking about getting into real estate, into investing in real estate? What advice or what would you say to them? Just everyone in Knoxville, what would you say? Hey, I'm thinking about getting into investing in real estate. What would you say to them? And if that's more, it's kind of repetitive from what I said before. I'm just trying to hit it from a different angle.
I would tell them. Well, I already said you get a mentor. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. I guess we're kind of just repeating
Yeah.
ourselves. All right, great.
Yeah, I would tell. Well, there's a quote.
All right, so as we wrap up, what is something you'd like to say to other folks that are interested in getting into real estate here in the region?
Okay. First thing I would say is get all your ducks in a row and get a mentor. Even if you have to pay your mentor up front or pay your mentor as far as giving him equity in the deal or giving him a percentage of the profit that you make, get a mentor. It'll save you a lot of mistakes. And when you're in real estate, mistakes can cost you a lot of money. Second thing is, if you're on the fence about jumping into the investment world, if you guys ever heard the quote, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, the second best time is now. Let's change it to the real estate world. The best time to buy a house was 20 years ago, and the second best time is now. Jump in the real estate world and get going.
I love that. I love that a lot. Waiting is not a financial strategy.
Never.
If it makes sense, jump on it. Jay, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you, sharing your nuggets of wisdom with us. Wish you the best of luck. Thanks again.
Appreciate you for having me.
All right.